Today, I'm going to share a secret that society rarely talks about openly. There are 3 ways of thinking that, if you can master them, will allow you to live life on your own terms and enjoy a seemingly cheat code existence. You can also use these 3 mindsets to evaluate the so-called experts around you and determine if they're truly skilled or just putting on a show. Let's dive in. Before we begin, if you resonate with this video, consider supporting by subscribing. We upload weekly on self-improvement related topics and diving deep into your own spirituality, aiming to help you achieve inner peace and adopt fresh perspectives towards life, as it is sometimes all you need to open up a completely different life path for yourself. First is seeing the world as one. The first way of thinking is about understanding unity in all things. Most of us grow up learning to see the world in black and white, good and bad, right and wrong. We're taught to embrace positive emotions and reject negative ones. But this view goes against how things actually work. Think about it like this. Everything in nature is originally whole and mixed together, like the yin-yang symbol. It's only when we start labeling things with language that we create artificial divisions. Happiness and sadness, gain and loss, these aren't separate things, but 2 sides of the same coin. If you only chase after happiness, you might end up losing it. If you only focus on what's beneficial and avoid anything harmful, people around you might start to find you unrelatable. The key is to accept both sides of every situation. People who understand this unity are often more successful because they've faced both the ups and downs of life. They've developed the mental strength to handle wealth and success because they've also experienced hardship and setbacks. Everything is connected and constantly changing into its opposite. Second is making decisions based on strategy, not just experience. The world is like a giant hunting ground. It's a place of competition and strategy, not just harmony and cooperation. This doesn't mean you have to be cruel, but it does mean you need to think strategically. Many people make decisions based solely on their past experiences or what others have told them is good. They might jump on a trend because everyone says it's the next big thing. But this kind of thinking doesn't always lead to success. Instead, try to think about relative advantages. Don't just do what everyone else is doing. When others are looking for shortcuts, you might find success by putting in consistent effort. When everyone thinks something is too complicated or time-consuming, that might be your opportunity to shine. For example, in business, don't just copy what others are doing. Try to understand why people make certain choices and use that knowledge to your advantage. This is called second-level thinking. It's about going beyond the obvious and considering the motivations and likely actions of others. Remember, if everyone could easily learn how to be successful just by following a set of instructions, wouldn't everyone be successful? The key is to think strategically and find your unique advantage. Third is understanding human nature without judgment. The third way of thinking involves understanding human nature without relying on emotions or morality to guide your actions. Instead, successful people use rules and mutual benefits to manage relationships and interactions. This doesn't mean being cynical or only seeing the dark side of human nature. Rather, it's about understanding that people are complex. We all have both good and bad qualities, selfish and selfless motivations. The trick is to accept this complexity without judgment. Highly successful people understand that betrayal or kindness from others is just human nature in action. They can comprehend why someone might act a certain way without taking it personally. They know how to set boundaries and protect themselves, but they can also show compassion and forgiveness. This balanced view allows them to navigate complex social situations more effectively. They don't expect people to be perfect, nor do they write someone off for making mistakes. Instead, they create systems and incentives that bring out the best in others while protecting themselves from potential harm. Now, how can you apply these ways of thinking in your daily life? Here are a few suggestions. Embracing unity. When faced with a challenge, look for the potential opportunity within it. Instead of avoiding negative emotions, try to understand what they're teaching you. Recognize that success often comes hand in hand with failure and learning experiences. Strategic thinking. Before making a decision, consider how others might react and plan accordingly. Look for opportunities in areas that others find too difficult or time-consuming. Don't just follow trends. Try to understand the underlying reasons for their popularity. Understanding human nature. When someone disappoints you, try to understand their motivations without immediately judging them. Create clear agreements and mutual benefits in your relationships and business dealings. Cultivate compassion while also setting healthy boundaries. Remember, these ways of thinking take time and practice to develop. Don't get discouraged if you find them challenging at first. The goal is to gradually expand your perspective and become more adaptable in how you approach life's challenges and opportunities. By adopting these mindsets, you'll likely find yourself better equipped to handle complex situations, build stronger relationships, and create more opportunities for success. You'll be able to see beyond surface-level appearances and make more informed decisions. As you continue to practice these ways of thinking, you may notice that your perspective on life begins to shift. Things that once seemed like insurmountable problems might start to look like interesting puzzles to solve. You might find yourself more patient with others and with yourself, understanding that growth and change are constant processes. Remember, the world is complex and ever-changing. There are rarely simple, one-size-fits-all solutions to life's challenges. By embracing these more nuanced ways of thinking, you'll be better prepared to navigate whatever life throws your way. So, take some time to reflect on these ideas. How might they apply to your current situation? What changes could you make in your thinking to approach your life and goals more effectively? The journey of personal growth is ongoing, but with these tools in your mental toolkit, you'll be well equipped to face whatever comes your way. As we wrap up our exploration of these three powerful mindsets, it's important to take a moment for self-reflection. Ask yourself, how often do I fall into the trap of black and white thinking? When was the last time I approached a problem strategically, considering not just my own perspective but also the motivations of others? How do I typically react when faced with the complexities of human nature? These questions aren't meant to make you feel inadequate, but to spark curiosity about your own thought patterns. Remember, developing these ways of thinking is a journey, not a destination. Even the most successful individuals continually work on refining their mindsets. Consider how your life might change if you fully embrace these concepts. How would your relationships evolve if you stopped judging people's actions as purely good or bad? What opportunities might you discover if you started looking for the hidden advantages in seemingly difficult situations? How might your decision-making improve if you consistently thought about second-order effects? Challenge yourself to apply at least one of these mindsets to a current situation in your life. It could be a personal conflict, a professional challenge, or a decision you've been struggling with. Approach it with fresh eyes, considering unity, strategic thinking, and human nature. You might be surprised at the new insights and solutions that emerge. Lastly, remember that growth often happens outside our comfort zones. These ways of thinking might feel unfamiliar or even uncomfortable at first. That's okay. Embrace the discomfort as a sign of progress. As you practice and refine these mindsets, you'll likely find yourself becoming more adaptable, understanding, and effective in navigating life's complexities. The world is full of opportunities for those who know how to see them. By cultivating these three mindsets, you're equipping yourself with powerful tools for personal and professional growth. So, are you ready to see the world in a new light? Thank you for joining today. See you next time.